So, you're thinking about moving to Tokyo? Or maybe you already did, and now you're wondering why nobody warned you about the things you're experiencing. Either way, this video is for you. Because here's the truth. Tokyo is incredible, but it's also intense. And there are a lot of things I wish someone had told me before I stepped off that plane and tried to build a life here. This isn't a travel vlog. This is the real deal. What it's actually like to live, work, eat, socialize, survive, and sometimes feel lost in the world's biggest city. Let's go. First of all, Tokyo is massive. And I don't just mean the population. The energy, the pace, the sheer scale of everything, it's overwhelming. But strangely, it can also feel isolating. You're surrounded by millions of people. But you might still feel completely alone. People don't make eye contact. No one smiles on the train. Small talk isn't a thing. And if you're coming from a culture where connection happens in passing moments, Tokyo might feel cold. But it's not that people are rude. It's that privacy and personal space are sacred here. Respect is shown through distance, so if you're expecting warm welcomes and open arms, you'll need to adjust. The key is, make the first move. It takes time to build friendships in Japan, but once you do, they're deep and loyal. Just don't expect it overnight. And then there's the language. Yes, you can survive in Tokyo without speaking Japanese, but thriving? That's another story. Ordering food, navigating trains, sure, you'll manage. But when it comes to real life, talking to your landlord, dealing with City Hall, visiting the doctor, you'll hit a wall. Even if you speak some Japanese, the language here is full of nuance. Indirect speech, formal levels, cultural subtleties. You might think someone's saying yes when they're actually saying no. Just politely. Google Translate helps, but it's no substitute for fluency. If you're here long-term, take classes. Use apps. Practice. It'll make your life so much easier and way less lonely. Now let's talk about the nightmare that is finding an apartment in Tokyo. First, everything is small. Like, really small. Your living room might barely fit a couch. Kitchens have one burner. Some places don't even have space for a washing machine. But the size isn't the worst part. It's the process. To get an apartment, you need a guarantor. Someone who promises to pay your rent if you can't. If you don't have one, you'll need to hire a guarantor company. And that costs money. Then comes the key money, a non-refundable thank you payment to your landlord. Not a deposit, just a gift. Add to that the deposit, agency fee, lock change fee, and you could be paying 5 months of rent just to move in. Oh, and if you're a foreigner, some landlords will flat out say no. No explanation. Just rejection. Use agencies that cater to expats. They'll save you time and stress. But be ready. Moving into a Tokyo apartment is not simple or cheap. Let's talk about work culture. You've probably heard the word karoshi. It means death by overwork. Yeah, that's not a metaphor. Japanese work culture is all about hierarchy, loyalty, and time. People stay in the office long after their work is done, just to show commitment. Vacations? You technically get them, but no one uses them. You'll also notice an obsession with meetings, group harmony, and avoiding confrontation. Things get done, but not always efficiently. And feedback? It's often indirect or hidden behind polite phrases. If you're used to being direct, that can backfire. You may not even realize you're upsetting people until you're excluded from things without explanation. If you're working here, learn the unspoken rules, observe, adapt. Ask for help decoding office dynamics, and most importantly, protect your own mental health. Burnout is real here. Tokyo is safe. Like, unbelievably safe. You can leave your laptop at a cafe, go for a walk and come back. It'll still be there. People return lost wallets with cash inside. But here's what no one tells you. That safety comes with a kind of emotional distance. People don't intervene. If you're crying in public, no one will approach. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to invade your space. It can feel strange, cold, even. But again, it's cultural. Everyone is trying not to be a burden. Over time, you learn to find comfort in that order, that calm. But man, it takes getting used to. Now, let's talk money. Everyone says Tokyo is expensive. And yes, it can be. But not in the way you think. Rent? Surprisingly reasonable compared to cities like New York or London, if you don't mind small spaces. But it's the little things that get you. Transportation adds up fast, especially if you need to switch between train lines owned by different companies. Groceries? Imported food costs a fortune. One avocado, $3 a block of cheddar, maybe 10. Utilities fluctuate. Trash sorting is a full-time job. And dining out? It ranges from $5 ramen bowls to $300 sushi omakase. To live well, you'll need to adjust your lifestyle. Shop local. Cook simple meals. And don't try to recreate your home country here. It'll break your bank account. Now this one is hard to say, but you'll never truly blend in. Even if you speak perfect Japanese. Even if you live here for decades. You'll always be a gaijin, an outsider. It's not always meant to be offensive, but it's there. People might stare. They'll be surprised when you use chopsticks. They'll switch to English, even when you're speaking Japanese. Acceptance is slow. It's deep once earned, but it's never automatic. And that can be hard, especially if you're used to multicultural cities where anyone can feel like a local. The trick? Don't take it personally. Be respectful, be open, but also be yourself. You'll find your people. It just takes time. Now, healthcare. This is where Japan shines. It's clean, efficient, affordable. Insurance is mandatory and covers most things. Clinics are everywhere, but it's not always smooth sailing. Doctors don't usually explain much. Appointments are short. If you're used to detailed consultations, you'll be frustrated. And everything, from prescriptions to insurance cards, is in Japanese. Mental health is still a work in progress here. Therapy is available, but options in English are limited. Many expats rely on online therapy or telehealth from their home countries. So yes, the system works, but be ready to navigate it with patience and support. Here's a funny contradiction. Tokyo moves fast, but official processes move painfully slow. Trains arrive to the second. Fast food comes out in 2 minutes. People walk like they're on a mission. But try opening a bank account, registering your address, filing taxes. You'll deal with paperwork, stamps, physical documents, sometimes even fax machines. Decisions go through layers of approval. You'll hear, "We'll discuss internally," and then wait for weeks. It's a mix of old-school formality and ultra-modern tech. Frustrating, yes, but oddly charming too. Now, here's the twist in all of this. Despite the challenges, the isolation, the cultural barriers, the bureaucracy, there's something about Tokyo that grabs you and doesn't let go. You start to fall in love with the quiet order, the smell of konbini coffee, the seasonal changes, the little details, the way your groceries are bagged just right, the bow from the cashier, the soft music in the train station. The things that once annoyed you become part of your routine. And one day, you realize, you don't just live here. You've adapted. You've found your rhythm. Tokyo doesn't bend for you. You bend for Tokyo. And when you do, it rewards you. Would I move to Tokyo again? Absolutely, in a heartbeat. But this time, I'd come with fewer expectations and more curiosity. If you're planning a move here, know this, it's not easy. But it's beautiful, challenging, inspiring, sometimes heartbreaking, always worth it. Thanks for watching. If you've already moved to Tokyo, drop your story in the comments what shocked you, what made you stay, what you wish someone told you. And if you're still thinking about it, don't be afraid. Just come prepared. Like, subscribe, share this with someone planning their Tokyo journey. And wherever you are, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.